Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today, as it promises to be a very interesting one. We're going to be talking about quite a number of things at the bar today. You know, as usual, we'll talk everything politics, sports, entertainment, and everything else in between. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us. We're going to be breaking quite a number of things down today. First things first, the federal government and ASUU deal, there's a lot more information that had come out from that deal that we're going to be looking at. Also, looks like the federal government is really dropping their case against Senator Natasha Akpoti. It's safe to say that maybe fences have been mended. We'll see if it would. But then there are also updates on AFCON. We know AFCON is almost rounding up, but definitely had like really interesting games yesterday. We're going to be talking about that and a lot of other things on the bar today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us. Yes, I said us. My name is Dolupo, and with me in the studio is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you're doing out there?
Okay.
The morning after.
Oh, the morning after. I think that maybe a lot of people have finally. Did a lot of people have
the morning is spelled MOUR.
I don't think it's that bad. I honestly don't think it's that bad. But of course, a lot of what he's referring to is Super Eagles lost to Morocco, and yes, we'll say, it's the morning after that very interesting loss. And anybody that watched yesterday's Boomba, I remember very well talking about how the Moroccan team in itself, and I would say not just the Moroccan team, everybody playing in the semi-finals at this point are actually all worthy opponents. So it could be anybody's game, and I would not really be hurt so much. And I think that how you will look at it is, I look at the two games that were played yesterday. First game that was played was Senegal Egypt. That game ended 1-0, and that goal from Senegal came in, I think, in 70 something or 80 something minute before, and Egypt wasn't able to equalize. And the Nigeria Morocco game, that game was 120 minutes played, and there was no goal until it got to penalties. And we all know that when it comes to penalties, number one, Super Eagles do not have a great track record when it comes to that, and it really could be anybody's game at the end of the day, whether you even have a good track record or not. So I would personally, for me, I don't think that the Super Eagles had a bad showing. Looking at it from the qualifiers, I didn't even expect the quality of game that they played. And I'd seen a couple of videos as well of a lot of Nigerians that were at the stadium, and they said, you know what, if you were really at the stadium, you would have really hoped Nigeria did not win. That I think I even saw one guy that was like, that when you understand home advantage, that the crowd, the way if anytime Nigeria, a Nigerian player had the ball, that the way the crowd went ballistic and all that it was enough to disrupt, to literally throw someone off their game and all that. So yeah, so we can say that those things definitely come into play, but to still hold Morocco all to the way to the end, I don't think that it was a bad showing for anybody at all. Sadly, Super Eagles and Egypt, which now it's other than that, it's safe to say that Mohamed Salah is not going to have another chance to, at least this AFCON is out of it, with all the things that he had achieved. I would say that AFCON is again has slipped through his hands again. But I think Nigeria, Egypt will be playing third place match, and Senegal and Morocco will be playing finals.
Still the morning after all said and done, people are in mourning. majorly Nigerians and Egyptians, since their teams did not go through to the finals. And the only thing I'm just going to talk about is how it's so nice that Morocco has upped the quality of AFCON organization with the class of stadiums that they've provided. But African football still has a long way to go with the way Nigerian fans were intimidated in the stadium, the way they were harassed by officials who are people who work for the Moroccans, and the questionable calls of the Ghanaian referee. All of that adds up to the things that are holding Africa back. But I must say that this is a better AFCON than the previous one. But still, it is what it is. And my thinking is that on Saturday, what I'm getting out of the camp is that they're just going to play like they played the third league game and the third qualifier group stage game. They should play it like it's a final. For some of them, this might be the only chance for them to get any form of silverware in the form of a bronze medal. And Nigeria has won that bronze medal more than any African country. Let's increase it. I pray that they go. Osimhen, go all out, try and get your...
Yeah, it still has... Yeah, there's still records that can still be...
Records and other things and all of that and all of that.
And even with their FIFA rankings, this game could still, it could still add to it as well. So
it shouldn't be treated as a dead rubber or some kind of inconvenience of sorts. I think they should go all out and actually play to win against Egypt. Of course, the Egyptians will do the same. I am very sure of that.
Yeah, it is interesting. Anyway, still talking about AFCON updates. The chairman of BOA, who had promised the Super Eagles some amount of money, whether they got to the finals or not, is now as saying that his commitment to reward the Super Eagles with $500,000 even after the team fell short is not going to change.
Amazing gesture from the chairman of BOA. Amazing gesture from him, because they didn't win, and he said if they win, it would give him $500,000 and $50,000 per goal in the semifinals. And if they win the cup, that's in the finals, it would give them $1 million and $100,000 per goal. Sadly, for the first time, the Eagles could not score. They did
it's an amazing run. They really did have an amazing run this AFCON.
So, but the man still says, you know what? Even if you lost, I'm still going to give you the money, and that's just big. I was holding my breath for the largesse that would have come the way of this team. If they had won AFCON.
It would have.
It would have been unprecedented.
It definitely would have.
From the government to the private sector.
I think that it is what it is. But funny thing is that, especially if you go on social media, you would the normal what's the word now? The normal would maybe a little bit of anger and disappointment that you see is not as much. And I think maybe it stems from the fact that people have watched them in AFCON this and they're like, okay, they're actually not a bad team at all.
Yeah, it depends on the people that you follow or that follow.
Okay, but honestly, I don't think they did badly. I'm
not saying they did badly. You're talking about people not being angry.
Yes. The reaction I've been getting.
You see, there is anger, but it's not directed at the team.
Okay, yeah, I get your point now that there's a lot of questioning with the refereeing, and yes, I think I get what you're saying now. So yeah, maybe that's a good side to Nigerians now. It's not
and some people actually even called out some of the players that missed penalties. Nigerians can be very wicked at times. It's a penalty, these things happen. But again, something very painful when Dolupo said Nigeria does not play penalties well. It's the truth. It's hurtful. And it's sad that they don't prepare for it. It's really sad. I remember one AFCON that we played, I think, almost 20 penalties. That's how good we were. And how do you get good at things? You practice.
How does the same penalty issue kick you out of AFCON semi-finals.
In the same
it's
Morocco.
the same penalty that kicked you out of the World Cup. Come on, there's definitely something wrong there. On that note, Mr. Eric Shell definitely has a lot of work to do.
That's if his head doesn't get turned with the offers that we're hearing about.
Yeah, I heard that Tunisia is actually looking out for, and the truth is, looking at the progression of the Super Eagles team, it's not a bad resume for him at all. The honest truth is that the Super Eagles, even with what they have now, their rankings would not do badly. They actually did really well. So it's a better ranking than whatever. Than funny thing is that the other teams that they were in the semi-finals together, they are all highly more highly ranked than Nigeria. So let's call it spade a spade. It was not a bad showing at all. But anyway, the finals is definitely set. Is Senegal, Morocco. I'm sure a lot of people would not be looking forward to Morocco winning. I think this speaks to something that you said, that there is a way, and I kind of believe it. I don't know why it's more with AFCON. There is a way the host nation are always kind of tilted to win some of these things. I think that Senegal is definitely going to give them a run for their money.
In the words of one of the commentators yesterday, I think it was a French, he said, "Where is the foul?" There was a particular time where a foul was given against Moses Simon. He said, "Where is the foul?" And one other Briton tweeted and said, "Why waste our time? Just hand the trophy to Morocco." Now, these are non-Africans. Do you understand? Then you don't even want to go to Algerian Twitter. You would think Algerian Twitter was Nigerians tweeting. They're really like, "Oh, this is wrong," and all of that. And I'm like, we just beat these guys a few days ago. You would have thought that they would be in solidarity with their brothers from the northern part of Africa.
Maybe that's another thing that, like now, like you said, AFCON, the African, because African refereeing, these are the things that will probably also not make you grow.
At some point, I was thinking, outsource this type of games to non-African referees.
Maybe.
I thought of it. But I now also remember that if you understand how football works, he that pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yeah.
Referee Larea, or whatever his name is, the Ghanaian guy, he needs to explain to himself, not to anybody, the meaning of the things that he did yesterday, and how, I don't know how his career is going to go well. Do you understand? I remember the guy that became very popular. We used to call him because there was a particular campaign that was going on. I think it was Mirinda that had a campaign that had Orange Man or something.
Yeah.
So there was this Colina. It's an Italian ref, bald-head guy, orangey, really.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay. I think I remember.
So people used to call him Orange Man. And you know why he became popular? It was a ref. Why was a ref popular? Because it was very firm, very strict, and
but
he didn't
always
care.
Did his job.
Yeah, he didn't care who was playing and where they were playing. It's sad how at some point we start to look at what should be the least. Okay, one of the Nigerian players, when he was being interviewed, he said, "Oh, you want to interview me? No, I think you should interview the ref." Another one said that is shocked that in 2026 people are still doing this. You understand? So I wish Nigeria.
And it actually kind of kills players' morale.
Oh yeah,
as
it
well,
does. I actually wish.
So what's the point?
The truth, Morocco kind of played better than Nigeria. Not kind of. They did play better than Nigeria, but Nigeria got back into that game at some point. Do you understand? But what I'm hinging it on is that, do you need the ref to keep you in the game?
To keep you that much in the game, yeah. There were.
If you're really good, and this is what has killed Nigerian football. Nigerian officiating has been terrible. So a lot of Nigerian teams based in Nigeria, when they get on the continent where officiating is different, they don't go far. And it's the same thing with African teams. when they do all these things that they do within Africa, by the time they get to the World Cup,
they just bungle it. It's just bungle it, exactly. Anyway, we definitely would follow it. I think it's happening over the weekend. We're going to be following it. We'll see who wins at the end of the day. Moving on from that quickly, and let's go. I think we're still talking about, since we're talking about sports, let's FIFA has now said that with the $60 tickets, they have over 500 million requests for World Cup tickets.
Well, they should scratch that. A lot of those people will not even get visas.
I was going to say so.
And at the end of the day, people will start picking games to say, okay, we want to watch the one in Canada or the one in Mexico.
Yeah, because I think that's what's going to happen. This one that I don't think Mr. Donald Trump remembered that you opened your doors for a World Cup.
The people that gave him award, they gave him peace award.
That's the more reason why I don't think he remembered that part.
No,
because if he remembered, he would not have decided that.
It does not care. Donald Trump does not care. Donald Trump has found that you see, the things he couldn't do in his first term, the first tenure that he came, has found that he can get away with a lot of things that people are just going to complain. They're not going to do nothing about it.
FIFA is going to lose money.
Good luck to them. Well, the Americans are plenty. They will go and watch their games by themselves.
To think that is a country that they don't even play so much soccer. Anyway, definitely we'll see where that is going. Also, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has now announced that they banned 21 athletes and coaches over age fraud.
This is good news for me. I hope that they are very firm about it. If you really, honestly, it's just like we've been doing a lot of things just to get results. Do you get? But you get the result in the immediate, but in the long term, you don't grow. What I'm trying to say is, like, for instance, subsidy, fuel subsidy. The results we were getting, we all enjoyed it. We were buying fuel, 40 naira, 100 naira. The rest of the world, we're laughing at people like, you mean you're paying that much for fuel? Of course, guess what? When they removed the subsidy, we realized
everybody I claim.
Yeah. But what it is now is that it's reset the Nigerian economy and things are now having their real value.
Real values, yeah.
You get. So what it means, the way I say it is that if Nigeria continues on this trajectory, we're really going to be better off for it. Because there are no more artificial cooking up of numbers.
Yeah.
And why am I bringing subsidy and economy into sports? Let me land it. It's because using overage players to contest against younger people on the African continent or within Nigeria or at the global stage will get you those junior trophies. But when it gets to the senior one,
because they can't compete anymore. They're too old.
Do you understand? So do the right thing always. Let the kids go out and experience. You're robbing generations.
And you know, there's something that you said earlier when we were talking about AFCON, and I think this works, and is that the fact that if you don't do the right thing, then you get to the global stage and you flop.
You will, because it's all different. It's a different ball game entirely, and you will flop.
But so I like this. I hope that they continue this. They're saying that they're definitely following the standards of the athletics integrity unit, and then what they're doing is basically just everybody needs to, and now it's not just the athletes, the coaches that are bringing themselves, y'all are going.
One of the things that we need to really get to do now is a database. To be honest, if you say that you are under 18, where are under 18 people of your age at that moment?
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you say you're under 13.
Some people registered with multiple birth certificates.
Exactly.
And date of birth, and they ask them for explanation and none.
And that's why I'm saying this. Do you get that? If you continue to do this without data, they will get away with it.
Yeah.
But if you start to capture data from primary school, you can't fall from nowhere and say, I am an under 13 player. How now? Where did you come from? Like they say in Yoruba, Eboloti Jawa to loku lorun. Where did you come from that you do not have rope in your neck, meaning you're a dog?
No.
Eboloti Jawa to loku lorun. Where did you come from? That where are your restraints? Who has okun in orun?
So you have
animal
restraints, you are the animal.
The person that doesn't have, you are the person that realizes that person is an animal. That where did you come from? That you're supposed to be tied down somewhere.
Oh Lord. Anyway, no, I don't agree with your
submission. Do human beings have okun lorun?
But the statement is telling you that you have to have okun lorun.
No, the statement is telling you that you are a dog, that you are not a person, that you are not supposed to be in this conversation. Yes. Where did you come from?
Yes, that you don't have roots.
You know, say you did. So roots has to do with okunlorun. I agree with you. You know, say you know they came up with dog now. I say I agree with you. Yes. Can we move on? Because we don't have time.
Anyway, moving on from that, and let's come down to a bit of local news. The Vice President, the Senate President, other dignitaries are there to commemorate the Armed Forces Remembrance Day.
Every January 15th is the day to celebrate our heroes. It's actually, it's amazing how, I don't know, how people actually know that there's the possibility of them losing their lives and they still do these jobs. I think they're special.
Yeah, because they're what you call superheroes. Yeah.
It's crazy. From the police to the military, the entire military, the paramilitary.
Yeah, you go out every morning. You know, you're not
at times they're just targets just for
because
doing the job that they're doing. You know, so every January 15th we really celebrate them and we thank them for their service.
Yeah, interesting news. Anyway, the vice president had to lead that. The president is not in the country at the moment. But anyway, it is what it is. Moving on from that, now let's go on to talk about something that we talked about yesterday and basically updates from it. And this is about the deal between ASUU and the federal government. This was announced yesterday, but a lot of the details when we're talking about it were not revealed as at when we're at the bar yesterday. So today we decided, you know what, now let's do a bit of breakdown, and they're very interesting highlights to what they're giving. So according to the Minister of Education, Tuji Alausa, it said that the lecturers are going to have professorial cadre now, which will now enjoy a 140,000 naira monthly top-up with the landmark deal signed by the ASUU. They're saying that lecturers also have lecturers, I think, have a 40% increase in their salaries. Basically, they're saying that if a professor, a reader, that's even before a professor, gets about a 70,000 top-up additional every month, a professor gets 140,000 naira every month, regardless of the increase that people they have. There are basically quite a number of things, and they're saying for a fact that this now replaced the 2009 federal government and ASUU agreement that, you know, ASUU has been harping on for years.
2009 to 2026 excuse me, it's about 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. 16 years is 4 tenures of a Nigerian president.
Yeah.
You understand? And you wonder why nobody, because between 2009 and 2026, I think we've had 3 presidents.
Okay.
I think we have, you know, it does 16 years. Tinubu has done 2 years or so of that one, 14. Take 8 away for Buhari, Your left
Yeah,
before.
as at 2009.
So it was Goodluck Jonathan.
Yaradua, I think it was still Yaradua.
Jonathan.
In between, yeah, it was.
That transition period.
Yes.
So we're talking about a minimum of 3 Nigerian presidents, and none of them, 4 if we count Yaradua.
4, yes, 4.
None of them thought to sit down with ASUU, because every time they sit down, they still go on strike and actually do brass tacks.
Are we even talking about updates, or even, one of the major things, the reasons why they always went on strike is that they didn't even live up to that agreement in the
That's
first
what I'm
place.
saying. That none of them could say, okay, this agreement that was signed in 2009, let us look at it. This is the problem. Until now, are we saying, did they do it deliberately? Or, in fairness, there were no funds. And why were there no funds? Subsidy on petrol. Subsidy on dollar. Think about it, people. A lot of people don't want to hear this because they've politicized it. But now there's funds. Because when they ask them, is the government going to sustain it? Because people find it easy to charge so high for services or goods.
Mm-hmm.
But can the prices be sustained by the buyers, or the subscribers?
So you know what? ASUU's president made a very interesting statement, which I'm like, okay. So he says, we hope that there won't be strike in 3 years after this fresh agreement with federal government. Oga,
why 3 years? Why not strike forever?
Why? My own is, you're talking about 3 years to come. Can we even get past day one? Like, it's almost like as if you're already preempting that in 3 years' time, we're going to have strike. Come on.
Or maybe there's a clause in their agreement that is up for review in 3 years' time.
Yeah, I think it's up for review in 3 years, but come on, still.
But I'm just...
let's get to that point first, but let's even sort out the immediate.
Like I said yesterday, if you watched us yesterday or listened to us, I'm looking forward to the first set of graduates in Nigeria who, in the first time of being in tertiary institution, like in their entire lives, spending 3-4 years for a 3-4 year course.
Yeah. For
it's
me,
a big deal, because
I think that let's say kudos to this Ministry of Education, and I will say that because even under Tinubu's tenure, this is not the first Minister of Education. There was a former Minister of Education that was even a professor, and we did not see anything. This man is a medical doctor, was moved from Ministry of Health, and in about, I would say, a year, even from the primary education, we've been seeing so much. Looks like there's been an overhaul.
Maybe this will inspire parents to stop rushing their kids now that you know that tertiary institutions, government-owned ones, would run for 4 years on a 4-year course, 6 years on a 6-year course. You understand? Because the way you rush those kids, I don't know.
It's very interesting, though. So definitely we'll see the follow it, but it looks like for the first time in a long time, federal government and ASUU are on the same page. Now moving on from that, the Trade Union Congress has apparently said they're rejecting Health Ministry's no work no pay circular, and they're telling, apparently the Health Ministry talked about labor laws and how if you do not come to work, you're not going to get paid.
I really think that you cannot have your cake and eat it. If you want to down tools, and you still want to get paid for not coming to work. On the flip side, the government must allow for a few days that will not count as no work, no pay. Mm-hmm. With the hope that those, maybe the first 3 days or the first 4 days or 5 days, so that there are negotiations going on to resolve whatever led to the strike in the first place. After that, no work, no pay. That's the way I say it. Because really and truly, ASUU would go on 9-month strike.
Yeah, and you know
And
what?
they still want full salary.
We actually need to talk about
for those
it.
9 months.
The NLC, the TUC needs to talk about it. We see even abroad, people go on strike, but you can only go on strike for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's a short period.
The minute you're out of that, you're not going to get paid, and that's the truth. You cannot down tools, which you can have legitimate reasons for downing tools. I'm not going to say that they don't, but you can't down tools still and still expect to get paid
You
over a
go
long period of
perpetually
time.
on strike.
Nah, I
8
think
months,
that
9 months.
I think that it's also
Again,
unfair.
since we're talking labor issues, please listen to the doctors. The same agreement with ASUU. Look for a way to settle our doctors.
Yes. Anyway, talking about university quickly. The emir, which one now? The state recognized emir in Kano State has now secured admission into Kano University to study law.
I like people like that. People who, regardless of their status or their age, still seek academic, knowledge. And the man in question is so intelligent. Like when you hear him talk, especially when he talks finance and economy. So if he adds law to it, there's trouble in the land.
Yeah, the funny thing I would even say for people like this is that for being maybe an emir now and not, he used to be CBN governor, it's probably not as taxing as what he used to do before. So he probably has maybe a bit of time on his hands, and it's better to, make good use of it.
So, quick question, sir. Will you be attending classes?
As your emir,
physically?
I think that I was
Wait,
looking
sir.
at a video.
You will attend classes with all of that?
I think I was looking at a video. Someone posted a video, I think yesterday, that they were in class. I think classes were about to start or something, and then Tiwa Savage walks in. I don't know if you saw that video.
No, I didn't.
Also, apparently, I think it's a professional course. I think it's a master's course or something in Lagos, and then she actually walks in as well. So it looks like she teaches in school.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, it's no knowledge.
It's really, they're really, and this is good. They're really expressing themselves.
Yeah,
it's good.
Now moving on from that, let's talk about a message that I think a lot of people from their banks got yesterday, and it's got a lot of people talking now. It's now official that there's going to be a 7.5% VAT on mobile transfer fees from January 19th.
To explain what this means.
So basically what they're saying is that that they charge you their charges on transfers and all that, electronic transfers and all that. Now there's also now going to be a 7.5 VAT on those.
On the total amount you send?
No, on the transfer fees.
On the 50 naira that they are removing.
Yeah.
And all of that.
Exactly.
Maybe they said they are not taxing everybody.
Yeah, so basically they're saying that if a bank charges 100 naira to make a transfer, a 7.5% VAT will be applied to that service fee and not the money sent.
Why can't they collect it from the 100 naira that the bank is collecting? Why do I have to pay on what bank is collecting from me?
You guys, I don't know.
No, think about it now. Think about it. The bank is already charging me every time I send money.
Yeah.
Now you want to charge me because the bank is charging me. If that is what your 7.5 VAT is on transfer, no try, yo.
So basically,
because I said
they said USSD transfer fees, even card issuance fees, all those charges. There's going to be VAT on those charges now.
You see, what they don't understand is that even if they claim that the poor will not tax and kiniko nonsense that they've been saying, because I said nonsense now because I'm actually angry that you are bringing VAT to bank charges. People are already exploiting people.
Yes, I think that
landlords have started charging some people VAT. Now remember that rent is tax exempt and that. Surely, you people don't know what you have cost. One guy was talking about how his Baba is. How is what they consider Baba with VAT?
I also think that, and I saw a post where someone else says that we also need to be careful when you buy things in the supermarket or something and they charge you 7.5% VAT. And now there are actually quite a number of items that are not supposed to be taxable.
And again, if you pay VAT, collect receipt too. All of us should be collecting receipts.
Yeah, we collect receipts
because not all of them are remitting.
So it also now shows that you collect VAT. If you don't remit it, you are going to be jailed. Some people, at the end of this year, people will go to jail. Plenty people will go to jail.
Who's going to enforce it?
Me, because I will report people. Collect VAT from me, I will report you.
Amen. More Zobo for you.
Thank you very much. God bless us all. Anyway, the Security and Exchange Commission (SEC) has enlisted the Nigerian police in nationwide crackdown on Ponzi schemes and crypto frauds.
It's about time. It's about time we went on the offensive when it comes to Ponzi schemes. It's almost like rain and tax. Those things are coming. Ponzi schemes will come, and it's until people start losing money that you will hear about it. It's when people lose money that they'll talk about.
Again, I will say it again and again. I've said it a few times that I'm so thankful with family and friends that I have around, because we never really hear about. And remember that's one that was very popular a few months ago.
It was this time last year, more or less.
Yeah, CBEX.
Yeah, that's the name.
And apparently it was very, very popular.
Yeah,
I did not hear Jack.
MMM is still very.
At least we heard about MMM. Yeah. That CBEX thing, I didn't even hear Jack until people started losing money. I'm like, and apparently people lost millions.
So now the police hopefully would help fight these crimes, prevent it.
Exactly.
And save the innocent ones and leave the greedy ones alone.
Anyway, the Nigerian Immigration Service has said that they've now updated their passport tracking system. Apparently, there was a bit of a glitch for a while, and there was a delay, and now I think they're saying that those things are sorted.
No, yeah, I'm not going to let you gloss over that one. So you rejigged the system, and people started getting their passports on time, but for 6 months, you went to sleep. It really shouldn't be, because again, why are you like, oh, you've produced some people's passports, but they don't know. They don't know their passports are ready. Are they, for instance, you went to do passport at the Ikeja and you live in Surulere. Are you going to be driving there every day to confirm? Please, sir, is my passport out every day with this?
Someone has a message for you. So Rock City Music says, "Howdy, Mr. Rogers.
How you doing?" So the minister did well with changing the passport system, but why did he let it go back or go bad?
Yeah, I agree.
And it's when people now started complaining. Shout out to FIJ Fisayo, who raised, although he went a little bit overboard, but he raised the alarm actually. So shout out to him, talking about how he tried to get a passport for 6 months,
Anyway, moving on from that, federal government has now withdrawn a second criminal defamation case against Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan Natasha. I've seen a lot of people talking about, the court has dropped, and I saw most people, and they let me call names, even so-called reputable, and I think some of those headlines were just really sensational. Court has dropped the case. No, the court did not drop the case. Let's put out proper information. The federal government asked for a discontinuance of the case, and that was why the case was dropped. Let's put out proper information.
So let me first start by saying that I'm actually still waiting for Senator Akpoti to sue the Senate President for sexual harassment. Now, these cases are the ones against her by the government.
Yeah.
And there's a discontinuance. Now, you notice the trend. 2 weeks ago, Senate President says, it's a new year.
Yeah, that he's going to
I'm dropping cases, blah, blah, blah. he dropped the case against Natasha. Did you hear anything from Natasha?
No.
2 weeks after, our federal government says they are not doing case against her again. You will understand when politicians have met.
Oh, yeah.
You will understand when a lot of things have happened in the background. Now, the very vocal Natasha has not said anything.
I've suddenly been quiet.
She's been quiet and everything. So there's a lot of political horse trading going on. This is my view. This is my opinion. And I will not be quick to say anything until we see where it drops. You get. But no case. Let them drop the defamation cases and all. Sexual harassment is a big deal. Help us nail these predators. So if this person is indeed a predator, that is a sexual harassment major, please go to court. Remember, you need evidence. You know, so for the matters of federal government dropping cases, it's politics at its worst or at its best, as the case may be. Politicians will do one thing constantly until they die. They will politique. But I'm happy that at least they are not fighting her anymore, even when she said that people were trying to kill her and all of that.
Yeah, suddenly. And so shout out to the people that carry the matter on their head. Carry the matter on their head like as if, oh, is it now? And you know the funny thing is that it's those kind of people or this kind of situations that I'm like, okay, so what would she tell you people now? We're not fighting again. After you carried yourself, literally made a fool of yourselves.
But what you don't get is that a lot of these people, Dolupo, are going to act like it's a victory for her. That's what they're going to say. You're going to hear things like, oh, if they really had evidence or a case against her, they would not have pulled out. Think about it. If you go online now, you will see.
After all her so-called ranting, she still didn't find a way to sue these people. She accused the Senate president, she accused the former governor and the sitting governor of, of Kogi State, of wanting to kill her. Where is the evidence? And I think it's wrong. I know that, yes, this is maybe a lot of politicking has gone down, but I think that even the federal government is a very bad trend. So people can say whatever it is they want to say, and you can't just let it go. After a few meetings, people can just move on from it. I think it's just ridiculous. It is very ridiculous.
Politics.
Anyway, moving on from that, talking about politics, the court has now fixed January 23rd for PDP leadership case. We know that the PDP is really, really still, they still have some major issues in their leadership with the chairman of the party and the secretary.
It's sad. I keep saying it every time PDP comes up. I feel sad that a party so big and structured allowed itself, to implode. Maybe this court case will resolve the matters. Maybe. Maybe everybody. Maybe not.
The truth is, I think that maybe at this point, court cases, whether people like it or not, maybe a court case will make everybody just sheath their swords. Because with that, there's nothing anybody else can do about it.
Let's hope so. Let's hope that it ends.
It ends, yeah?
We need a strong opposition.
Yeah. And with the way it's not looking like it. And speaking about opposition, the national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has now stated that he is not... now, so it looks like there's a conversation of him returning to the APC. Because his latest statement is talking about how he's not going to return to the APC blindly. That there has to be certain things and he has to be clearly informed of his role.
Kwankwaso had a meeting with Tinubu in France. A few days after, I had a meeting with Tinubu in Abuja. And you understand that, like I said, politicians will politique. The interesting part is how, after those meetings, a few members of his party decamped to the APC. And people have been decamping to the APC from the NMPP. Then, the biggest one is son-in-law, who is the current governor of Kano, decamped. And it's obvious that, except they were playing us.
Has he decamped? It's not official.
You know these things now. Okay, let us wait for the official declaration. So we need to put it in past. Yeah, so you're correct, and I've taken it back. I've walked it back. So his son-in-law is about to decamp to the APC. We have not mentioned one here that has gone left when we say it is right. Is about to decamp, and even from the statements being put out by their supporters, they all keep going on about how some are like, you shouldn't do it. Some are like, it's done. You get. However, Kwankwaso is still the leader of the Kwankwasia movement, and they don't need a party. They didn't start this NMPP. They joined that party.
Yeah, they don't need a party, but I think that they're only really strong in Kano State.
No, as Kwankwasia.
Yeah.
As Kwankwasia. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the Kwankwasia movement first. However, he has something to bargain with, which is the strength of his movement. And that's why he's telling the APC now, that, okay, I'm coming home. Because he used to be one of them.
Yeah, he used to.
But I'm not just going to come and you say you're giving me 2 commissioners and I want to be president in 2031. And you must let me know if it's possible or not. What roles am I playing? And I'm going to get this appointment and that appointment for my people. That's my own submission. Or maybe even potential vice president in the second term.
Can we talk about the fact that everybody's going on about the vice presidential post, but am I the only one that doesn't look like this Shettima is leaving?
I'm not going to say that. When Tinubu was governor of Lagos, he had 3 deputy governors. I'm not going to say that. Okay. It's politics.
Anyway, it's politics. These people, you never know. Politics. You really never know with these people.
I like the fact that Shettima represents a different breed of politicians. Is not your core Hausa Fulani person, and it's rare to have them at that high up in power. And I wish he gets to finish his 8 years if him and his president win again, because there's an election next year.
Yep.
Oh, this year.
Early
next year. Yeah. There's an election early next year. And of course, a lot of people are gunning for that position. So if they win, it would be nice for him to complete his
tenure. Yeah. Now moving on from that, I know that this particular conversation, you talked about it, and I think I kind of glossed over it. But looks like as if you're actually really right with this matter. And I remember, I think it was 2 days ago, we were talking about it, that about 95 people have put their hats in the ring for the Awujale title. Now, I'm going to be talking about a specific person, and the person of KWAM1, because I honestly really thought that, we're way past KWAM1 wanting to be Awujale. And then the whole drama between him and his supposed family. The family that said they don't want him. And as he progresses, it is obvious, because now it looks like there is now an exclusion of his name from the nomination process to fill the Awujale stool. On his own part now, he has now petitioned the Ogun State Government through the Commissioner of Local Government and Chieftaincy Titles, challenging the conduct of the nomination meeting of the ruling house, saying that there was a wrongful exclusion of his name from the nomination process.
Okay. Every throne has its own system of selecting the next king. Some have that lineage where it's the immediate family, like once the king dies, his son takes over. Some know that, oh, from this family's turn to that family, and when it gets to that particular family, it is now shared to another family within that family. I think that's what they have in Ijebu.
Yeah.
And it's the turn of the, I think it's Fushegboa.
Yeah.
What it is, what surprises me is, it looks like it's really serious. Like, it's saying, I'm a member of this family.
But if the family now says, I don't want
if you are a member of the family, when you were made Olori Omoba, which is a ceremonial title, what was the name that the palace wrote in the letter that they gave to you? These are the real issues. But if maybe through, because again, some royal systems allow people to become kings through their mother's side. But we know his mom is Ekiti also, right? Mm-hmm. So is it through his father's side? And maybe what part of his father's family is the one that connects him to this throne of Awujale? Now, even if you are allowed to be part of the 95 people that want to be Awujale, what are the guarantees
that you're still going to get it?
Except you think there's some magic power or political will that you want to wield.
But before we even get to that point, and I think that, I'm sorry, Mr. KWAM1, but I think that at this point, I think it's a little embarrassing. Why? Because we all come from families, yeah? Immediate family, extended family, and very large families. The African system, Nigerian system, even the Yoruba system is really based on families, yeah? If you are claiming you are part of a family, and the family said that you are not part of them, why are you trying so hard to, like, I think that's the basis. The minute the family do not accept you as part of them, I think everything else goes out the window. And it's actually getting embarrassing at this point. Like, sir, I think that you are too big for some of these things.
I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe it's age that makes people want titles so much that they're going to do whatever it takes for it. But at least be recognized as a real and bona fide member of the family.
Yeah, I think that's the ridiculous part of it.
Because the Awujale that just passed on was there for so long, nobody really remembered about the process of choosing the next Awujale and how it works. Like, we've witnessed Ibadan so many times now. We've seen how Ogbomosho played out. We've seen how Oshogbo and Oyo played out. So we understand that the different systems, but the Ijebu one, it's actually very interesting. It's like a democracy of sorts where, many people can now print posters and make videos.
It's a whole thing.
I've seen a few. In fact, one of my friends shared one on his Facebook page. Oh, that we're rooting for you, and I'm like, okay, this thing don't turn to big brother Ijebu.
Big brother Ijebu. That's not nice. You're not a nice person.
Someone that cannot vote is rooting for somebody. Why are you rooting for the person? What's your rooting going to do?
Anyway, only God knows. I can imagine maybe the kingmakers of that Fushegboa house now. The kind of money those people will be in now, because the kind of gifts they will be getting. Oh my God. Anyway, quickly before we leave, first things first, our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Thailand. I think that if people have said, oh, maybe it's time to maybe slow down some of the construction. In the last 24 hours, there has been so much. First, a few hours before, about 30 people were killed after a crane collapsed on a train. And just less than 15 hours after that, another crane collapsed onto a road that killed 2 people and 5 others got injured. And
they're saying it's the same firm. It's I don't know. Again, thoughts and prayers are with them. It's sad. It's very sad.
It is very, very, very sad. Also talking about sad news, not that, what's it called? Another immigration-led shooting has now fueled chaos in Minneapolis in the United States. I think that this matter is getting out of hand. And my question all the time is, even if you want to arrest people and all that, why do we have guns flying around?
It's fair. They need to instill fear. They need to create an air of oppression. They need to let people understand that they cannot be questioned. Look, they wear masks. Do you understand? And they just basically, they are trying to, it's more like Gestapo, like, if you go look up what the Gestapo was like and compare it to what these ones are doing, that's the way it is, And the sad part is that when you are done fighting the people that you were brought to fight or remove, you turn on the people that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
The bulk of the people that have run-ins with ICE now in America are actually real American citizens. The bulk of the stories you hear now, you don't hear about them. Oh, they just got this person from Venezuela or from Mexico. No, it's actually people who are bona fide citizens that get killed, they get dragged, get locked up unlawfully. That's what is happening now.
That's what's happening. It's such a very sad one. On another sad note, this is just according to the opposition in Uganda. They're saying that so President Yoweri Museveni is set to extend, I think we talked about it a few days ago, set to extend his 40-year rule. And the elections, according to the opposition, they're saying the elections are deliberately being delayed amid an internet blackout and the police crackdown, basically just to rig the election in the man's favor.
Africa is not ready. When Africa is ready, Africa will rise.
The funny thing is that for me, I would even say that, do you even need, at this point, after a 40-year rule,
look,
how did you even get to 40 years?
Have you forgotten what happened a few months ago in Cameroon?
True.
How many years has that one spent? Africa is not ready.
Yeah, no, definitely not ready. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you the TGIF edition of The Boom Bar. Like, subscribe, drop a comment, follow It Is Boom Radio NG on all social media platforms. Have a beautiful day ahead.